This isn't your regular first look video, and that's because I know you've already seen the VinFast MPV 7 in our first look walk around that we did while we were in Vietnam. The point of this video really is to talk about the India spec of the MPV 7, which has been launched today. We have a price for it, we have details of what customers in the Indian market will get when you buy this MPV. And really, I need your help to decode what this product really is, because to me, it just seems super confusing the way it is spec'd and the way it is priced. I will explain what I mean by that in this video. My name is Amaan Ahmed and you are watching Car and Bike. Before we dive into the story, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time we come out with a new video on a motorcycle, a car or an electric vehicle. So the MPV 7 has been launched in a single fully loaded variant, if you can call it that, at a price of 24,49,000 rupees ex-showroom. Now, let me put this into context. From what I understand, VinFast benchmarked the MPV 7 not against an EV but against India's most popular MPV, the Toyota Innova Hycross. The MPV 7 is the same size as the Hycross. It is roughly the same length, width, height, and it also has a similar wheelbase, but the similarities really end there. And if you look at the pricing, this is cheaper than the base hybrid Hycross variant that you can buy in India today. I believe the Hycross starts at somewhere around 26 to 27 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and this is priced at 24.5 lakh rupees. So it is considerably cheaper than the Hycross. But we have to talk about the EV contenders in this segment. Number one is the BYD E-MAX 7, which is a slightly more premium alternative and is on the more expensive side. That is priced at around 28 to 30 or 31 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and it has a much bigger battery as well. But the MPV 7 is also considerably more expensive than something like the Mahindra XEV 9S, which by the looks of it, VinFast did not account for at all. This MPV is missing quite a lot of features, which at this price point may shock a lot of people. Which are those features? Come with me, I'll tell you. You won't miss the family VinFast face, but look closer and you will certainly notice the lack of advanced driver assistance systems. The MPV 7 has absolutely no ADAS on it, and this could be a good thing for those who prefer to not have ADAS on their vehicles. But of course, there are buyers and takers for the technology and they will be sorely missing ADAS. The other thing that's missing are 360-degree cameras. So the MPV 7 does not have 360-degree cameras, it only has a reverse camera, and the quality of the reverse camera is also not good. And at the back, you will notice that the MPV 7, despite costing as much as it does not have an electric opening mechanism. So once you've opened it, you'll just have to shut it like this. And the feature omissions become even more glaring when you get inside the MPV 7. When I got into the driver's seat, I involuntarily reached for the powered controls on the side of the seat. But unfortunately, there are no controls on the side of the seat because there is no power adjustment available for the front seats. There's also no ventilation for the front seats or any of the seats in the MPV for that matter. In front of me is just the steering wheel. There's nothing beyond on the dashboard. And now if you're thinking VinFast's been smart enough to cancel out a digital driver's display and install a head-up display instead, that's not happened. All of the digital instrumentation functions have been integrated into the main infotainment screen. And for one, I think this is super distracting. You will not be able to focus entirely on the road when you have to keep looking down at the screen to look at basic stats. And aside from that, just using this touchscreen is not the most seamless of experiences. This has a considerable amount of lag in it. I'm not sure if this is because this is a pre-production model or not. VinFast hasn't told us, but the overall user experience of this screen is not perfect, is not what we expect in 2026. You will have also noticed by now that there is no sunroof. It becomes glaringly obvious in a vehicle of this size because this is a large MPV, and to not even have a regular size electric sunroof, forget a panoramic sunroof, I feel is a huge miss. For me personally, the lack of a sunroof isn't a deal breaker. I don't have it on my personal car, but there are countless buyers today who do want a panoramic sunroof. We've seen the market shift. We've seen panoramic sunroofs make their way to small cars, sub 4 meter SUVs as well. So for a vehicle this big at this price point to not have it will definitely be off-putting for a lot of buyers. Also, the second row does not have dedicated aircon controls. Even something as simple as wireless phone charging is not present in the MPV7. Much cheaper cars have it now. So for the MPV7 to not have it is really rather unjustifiable in this day and age. From what I understand, VinFast does intend to bring a more feature-rich variant of the MPV going forward. But why couldn't it just have been present at launch? Now I know you're wanting to see what the second row of the MPV is like, since this is pitched as a Innova Hycross rival. So can the second row and the third row really live up to expectations? Let's go and find out. Now I want to show you something that you've not had a chance to see in our previous video of the MPV7, what it's like to have 3 adults in the second row of this MPV. So right now I'm seated in the middle. To my left is my colleague Hansaj, who is 5 feet 8 inches, and to my right is our camera person Arvind, who is 5 feet 9 inches. And we're of slightly different builds as well. So you can see we have a good amount of space in the second row, though we are a little tight on shoulder room, which you wouldn't expect from an MPV of this size. Headroom is good, knee room is good for all 3 of us. And what's good is that I have a flat floor in the middle. There is no transmission tunnel, so I have plenty of space to move my feet around. But ultimately, you do realize that this isn't a particularly wide MPV, and you won't have the most comfortable of journeys by seating 3 abreast in this second row. I know you are also keen to check out what the third row is like with 2 passengers in there. So let's head there and see what it's like. VinFast prides itself by saying the MPV7 is a true 7-seater and not a 5+2 like some of its rivals. And I have to say that in terms of pure space, yes, there is quite a lot of room in the third row as well. What helps is that the second row can be slid fore and aft, so you can adjust how much knee room you can have for the third row passengers. Of course, when you push the seats all the way back, it isn't quite as spacious as you would want it to be, but then you have that flexibility afforded by the second row. And once you're back here, of course, if you try and keep your feet close to yourself, you'll be sitting in a rather knees up position with almost no under thigh support, but you can slide your feet forward underneath the second row, and with that you will have a little better under thigh support. You will be able to sit a little more comfortably. You have dedicated AC controls mounted into the roof, and of course this will add a touch of convenience along with a cup holder, but I don't see any charging points here, and that will be sorely missed on long journeys. Let me give you a basic recap of some of the specifications of the MPV7. This has a 60.13 kilowatt-hour battery, which gives it a range of up to 517 kilometers. But remember, this is the ARAI figure. The real world figure will be much closer to 400 kilometers. And it has a single electric motor putting out close to 200 brake horsepower and 280 Newton meters of torque. VinFast says this will go from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 9 seconds. But to put that into perspective, the XEV 9S, even in its base form, has more power, more torque than the MPV7, and it also has a very similarly sized battery. When you talk about other rivals such as the BYD Emax 7, the Emax 7 too has more power at the top end, even though that is considerably more expensive than the MPV7. And you also have to take range into consideration. While this is available only with a 60 kilowatt-hour battery, with the Mahindra you get the choice of a 59 kilowatt-hour battery, a 70 kilowatt-hour battery, and a 79 kilowatt-hour battery on the top end. So if you need something with extended range, then you can opt for that with the Mahindra. But the biggest issue I see with the MPV7 is that its positioning is a little confused right now, because at 24.5 lakh rupees, while it may be cheaper than the Emax 7 and the Innova Hycross hybrid, it is 5 lakh rupees more than the base XEV 9S, which is much better equipped and also utilizes BYD's blade cells, which we know are technologically superior compared to a lot of other cells on the market. And the other thing is that while it would be perfectly okay for the MPV7 to be stripped down, I feel a more competitive price was in order with this MPV7 in its present spec. And you know, VinFast wants to introduce a fleet version of the MPV7 in the not so distant future. So for a variant like that to be as sparsely equipped would still be justifiable. But for a private use vehicle, I feel the MPV7 is not properly equipped for 2026. But what do you think of it? Do you think there is still some potential in the MPV7? Do you think it could really rival something like the Innova Hycross hybrid? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed watching this video, found it informative, found it thought-provoking, then make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you know somebody who would be interested in knowing about the MPV7, then remember to share this video with them.